Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to give you my thoughts on the recent Harry Potter TV show casting of John Lithgow as Dumbledore.
But I've said yes.
John, you got a lot of books back there. I'm trying to pick out if there's anything I recognize. I'm curious if you have any Harry Potters back there?
Not yet.
I do got to ask the man himself. The word is Dumbledore is in your future. What can you tell me about that?
That's right. Well, it came as a total surprise to me. I just got the phone call up at the Sundance Film Festival for yet another film. And it was not an easy decision because it's going to define me for the last chapter of my life, I'm afraid. But I'm very excited. Some wonderful people are turning their attention back to Harry Potter.
No, I'm getting chills just hearing you say that because, like you said, this is a role that for you is. I haven't seen you play a character like this ever. So is this something that you're prepared to do 7 seasons for?
That's why it's been such a hard decision. I'll be about 87 years old at the wrap party. I don't know about this, but I've said yes.
This news came out last week and it kind of threw me for a loop. This was unexpected and I didn't quite know what to do with this news. I'm a big Harry Potter fan and I felt like this was something kind of out of left field and I didn't really understand this casting. Obviously, growing up with the movies, I'm used to an all-British cast, so the fact that they cast an American actor to play Dumbledore is not sitting right with me and it feels a little strange. Obviously, in all reality, actors can play different roles and they can have different accents, so it doesn't really bother me that much, but it's so much more because of the quote that he has and the interview that he had where he talks about how he got the role. That's where my main problem with the casting comes into play. So after these quotes, it just makes me feel a little strange because if he didn't actually go to his agent and go to his people and ask about the role or see if he could get an audition, they just offered him the role, which happens with big actors, don't get me wrong. There are people that, big actors, they don't have to audition for roles. But the fact that he says that this is a difficult decision for him to make, he doesn't quite know if he wants to do it. And then he's asked if he can do 7 seasons of this. And he just kind of says, oh yeah. But it doesn't seem like he knows, into my mind, it doesn't seem like he knows what the role is. And he doesn't really seem that excited for the role, right? Dumbledore is a big, big part of these books. And if he hasn't read the books, or if he hasn't even seen the movies or really paid attention to the part that Dumbledore is and the role that Dumbledore plays in the entire series, that's just, I get that vibe. I get the vibe that he doesn't really understand the magnitude of not only the role, right, like the meaning of the character, but just how much Dumbledore is in the show, right? How big of a part he plays in the series. And that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. And it makes me feel strange. And he's not, you would think that somebody would be more excited to be a part of this because Harry Potter is such a big legacy, right? That is such a huge, huge role to take on. And you would think you'd be excited to play this role and to step into such a, honestly, one of the most iconic roles in fiction, right? It is a huge role. And he just kind of, it seems like he's passing it off as just another job. Like, this, it's just another day at the office. This isn't anything. And it just, I don't feel the energy coming off of him. I was talking to some friends about this last night, and it feels like he may be the 3rd or 4th choice for the casting directors, right? For the studios, for the simple, because it seems like they're just trying to find somebody, because I think, if I'm not wrong, they start rolling cameras and they start shooting in April, which means that they need to find people quick because they got to get people on board. They got to do costume fittings, right? You've probably designed some costumes, but costume fittings need to start, right? Measurements, all sorts of stuff need to be rolling right now. Like that machine needs to move in order for the cameras to roll come April. And obviously, if they're going to go by the books. So obviously it's going to open up with the Dursleys, but Dumbledore's a big part of that beginning, right? So it's not like you can just save Dumbledore till the end of shooting. Dumbledore's there from the jump, so and plays a big role. And they've kept I think they've done a few things. They've kept casting kind of under wraps, and we haven't heard a lot about what's happening. But this just to me feels like they've reached out to a few people already, and these people have said no. Now, why have they said no? Probably a multitude of things. There are probably actors that think, I don't want to be involved in that because of J.K. Rowling, right? Actors probably want to steer clear of that whole controversy. So I can only imagine that casting this show has got to be the most difficult thing in Hollywood right now, potentially. Right? I could easily see that. Like, this is the most difficult casting job for multiple reasons, right? Harry Potter's a huge franchise, and I love Harry Potter, and I've loved Harry Potter pretty much my entire, well, not my entire life, but from a very early young age, Harry Potter is a big part of my life. So, and I've already seen a few people online saying that any actor that gets involved with Harry Potter, they're never going to forgive these people for being involved in Harry Potter, which I totally understand that. Like, and this is my stance on it, if you can't watch or can't support and can't watch the Harry Potter show because of what JK said, I entirely understand that, right? I think once you reach a level of fame and once you reach a level of monetary gain and you have so much money the way she does, you do kind of get full of yourself. Everybody that has that much money is full of themselves, right? And that's a lot of money to have, and that's a lot of power for one person to have, right? We've seen that happen in society all over the place. So I could see where you wouldn't be a big fan of her, but what I take away is, but she gave us, but there are shining lights, and realistically, to me, she gave me a gift, right? She gave me something that gave me a direction in my life. Without her books and without her movies, without the movies that they made from her books, I don't know where I'd be, right? I'd be a completely different person, and I truly believe that. Harry Potter came into my life at a very pivotal at the time that I needed it without really realizing it, and I was lucky that it stayed with me through my entire adolescence into early adulthood. And I don't know what my life would be like if that didn't happen. So she gave me a gift, and when you right, like art is made, right? She wrote her books, and then once that is out in the world, you kind of, in my opinion, you surrender that to the people, right? It's no longer yours entirely. Like, if you want to keep ownership of things, then you would never release your creative projects, right? You'd be like, this is mine, and I'm going to safeguard it, and I'm not going to let anybody read it, and it's just going to be mine. But she doesn't do that. Well, anyways, thanks, guys, for joining me and hearing my thoughts on the casting of John Lithgow as Dumbledore in the new Harry Potter HBO show coming out next year. Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.